Michael! Everyone, and welcome to this week's TAJS. As always, I am your host, the Adventurous Joe. And this week we got our brand new comic book review of the Superior Spider-Man Volume 6 trade paperback. You will not believe my verdict on this one. I was just blown away how this all came to an end and how our amazing Spider-Man, the real Peter Parker, came back. It was unbelievable. Also, we got our video game review of Castlevania-LOS. Check it out. Castlevania-LOS 2, excuse me. Haha. We've also got an anime review of Bubblegum Crisis 2014. Woo! Love this series. And our first ever independent film, even though it's only 12 minutes long, our first ever independent film review of Game Companion. Now, the director of it, the maker of it, and the crew behind it asked us to review it. We loved it. We're going to tell you our verdict on it when the time comes. Also, we have our final part of the show, the Cosplayer of the Week segment. So, let's get started with this week's comic book review. Coming up next. It's time now for this week's comic book review! The Superior Spider-Man Volume 6 trade paperback. Blowed away! I mean, holy shit! I did not believe how this all came to an end. How Superior Spider-Man was this big frickin' jerk throughout the whole series of Superior Spider-Man. Because Doc Ock had his mind inside of Peter Parker's own body and stuff. And tried to change everything for the better, and it only made it worse. Now, the Goblin Nation storyline, that's what Volume 6 is all about. It was unbelievable. I meant unbelievable. Norman Osborn, come back once again. Back in action. Tons of goblins to fight, including Hobgoblin, for God's sake. Superior Spider-Man's own teammates, his own team of mercenary guys he put together helping him and stuff. The Spider Squad frickin' turned on him. Everything was just turning upside down. And the only way Superior Spider-Man was going to beat this thing was to bring back the real Peter Parker. And it was unbelievable about how it all ended. I mean, Peter is back in the world. Now, if you haven't read this yet, we're going to highly recommend you do, because this one, we're going to give it the badass seal of approval. The TAJS badass seal of approval. I mean, unbelievable how this all came to a be. Also, I am getting tongue-tied here. Also, the events that take place in this, there's a big spoiler alert. So if you have not read it yet, skip this review. Because this is going to blow your mind. 1. J. Jonah Jameson, no longer mayor of New York. He quit. He literally resigned after every frickin' thing that he's been put through with Superior Spider-Man in charge, and so on and so forth. The Avengers thought Superior Spider-Man quit the Avengers. But when real Peter Parker returns, he's back on the team and everything else. Check out the artwork on this. How awesome is this? Look at all this neat stuff. Now the artwork is pretty good for being back and forth on the artwork and everything. Now the cover price on this one is $19.99. Amazon, you can get it around $15. And if you pre-ordered it, you can get it for around $10 plus whatever the shipping is, which I think is around $4. Either way, well worth it. I loved how it all ended. My final verdict on it, great artwork, great storyline, great way to bring the Superior Spider-Man to its end. Or so we think it's its end. The Edge of the Spider-Verse storyline that's coming up for this year is going to be a very interesting one because it says Superior Spider-Man's getting its own comic on rerun still, starting with issue 32. What? And apparently he's in the future now. That is off the hook, kind of weird. Anyways, we're going to give this one, like I said, the badass seal of approval, and we're going with a 10 out of 10 for our final verdict. It was that damn good. Now, all the Superior Spider-Man ones, I hated them. I kept calling them they're trash and all this stuff. But everything in this made sense. It told everything like it was supposed to. And it was beautifully well done. Marvel, fantastic job. This one, 10 out of 10. We're going to highly recommend you pick it up. Check it out. Read it. It's a great storyline. Great how everything comes to its end. And the badass seal of approval on it. That's about it. Sorry, people. I am getting major tongue-tied today. Okay. Now, let's move on to our video game review. Coming up next. Alright, people. It's time now for our video game review for this week. Castlevania 2, Lords of Shadows. Well, actually, it's supposed to be Castlevania, Lords of Shadows 2. Either way, it's kind of asshole backwards. This one's for the Xbox 360, and I'm going to tell you our final verdict on it once we tell you more about the game. Now, if you played Castlevania Lords of Shadow, okay, you know the storyline is totally off the beaten path from what you know about Castlevania. For one, he fought Satan. Okay? He fought the devil himself, took him down, and so on and so forth. However, he also took down Dracula, which made him the head vampire now. And it's like, what the hell is wrong with this picture? Castlevania 2, Castlevania, Lords of Shadows 2 is a lot like Tomb Raider with Assassin's Creed combination. You can sneak up on enemies, possess them, and get them to do what you want them to do and stuff. You can climb basically buildings and all that kind of stuff. Wherever the little bat symbol looking thing appears. I mean, this is like Batman kind of stuff. Basically, you can't really die except if you get ground up in gears or something like that. And glitching. I'll tell you right now. Before the Battle of Medusa, during that storyline of the level and stuff, glitching, bad fucking glitching, to the point that your sound literally starts grinding. I meant going, I'm like, oh my god, are you kidding me? I thought my game froze up for a minute there and shit. But no, it was still talking and stuff. You skip this cutscene, perfect sound again and everything. Then there's times where it just suddenly had a huge digital line through it all. You can still play the game, but you would have to have rebooted afterwards. Unbelievable. The badness to this all. The level up thing is kind of ridiculous. Your system goes by a point system. Okay, so basically, you want to level up your soul, your spirit sword. You want to level up your your claw fury thingy, or you want to just plain level up your blood whip. Okay, it all runs by a point system. You have to have so many points, like 3,000 points to upgrade to the next level on one. And I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? This point system's ridiculous. Now, the gameplay in particular also is kind of ridiculous. I mean, it's the same enemies, different motives sometimes. I mean, different combat styles, but at the same time, same enemies. Okay, over and over and over. It's basically the same stuff over and over and over. It's basically the same enemies over and over and over again. It's like repetitive gameplay. Beat this enemy, fight this next one. Fight in the next area, Oh, same guys over and over and over again. Now, in the case of the Medusa level, the enemies changed. They had armor on them you couldn't even bust without freaking lashing at them over and over and over and over before you get your Claw Fury back again. I was just like, oh. The gameplay is ridiculous and off the hook weird. I mean, it acts just like Assassin's Creed. It acts just like the game engine from Tomb Raider and so on and so forth. Doing the climbing and all that other blah 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 crap. Okay? However, the storyline itself is quite interesting. Kind of starts off weird, but quite interesting. I'll tell you more on this one. I mean, the storyline, like I said, is quite interesting. It goes from basic gameplay to sometimes talking about like what the enemy is up to and stuff like that. That the demons created a virus thing that turns other humans that get bitten and attacked or whatever into demons themselves, and so on and so forth. Trying to re-risen Satan and all this other weird shit. Anyways, our final verdict for Castlevania Lords of Shadows 2. We're going with a 8 out of 10. It was kind of sketchy at first and everything, but the gameplay, pretty good. Pretty good. Nonetheless, it was a great game, minus the glitching, minus all the stupid digital mishaps. And, that's about it. I mean, the gameplay itself, pretty basic. It's about repetitiveness and just basic gameplay. I mean, it's just like playing Lords of Shadow. Yeah, it's just like playing that one, the first Lord of Shadows, and then playing Tomb Raider and Assassin's Creed combined. So, our final verdict on this one, we're going to go with, like I said, an 8 out of 10. Pretty good, very repetitive, but at the same time, totally worth playing. I mean, not exactly a badass seal of approval kind of thing I would give you, but we'll recommend you pick it up, try it out for yourselves, and that's about it. Okay, let's move on to our anime review. Coming up next. It's Bubblegum Crisis 2040. Now, I loved this series. Now, I can't tell you if it was supposed to be like a reboot, because that's what they've been advertising it as, a reboot, a reimagining of it, of the original Bubblegum Crisis. However, the original Bubblegum Crisis consisted of it being in the year 2033. So now, this is 2040. And it's unbelievable. Celia, Pris, Nene, and Lena. Lena. Whew. She's cute. I mean, I love her shyness, but she's got courage and strength and everything else. You know, she's actually one of my favorites. And Pris is off the hook. That girl, she don't take shit out of nobody. Okay? The whole process to Bubblegum Crisis is that it consists of 4 women in these hard suits that were developed just for women. Not men. Men cannot use them. They were developed just for women because of the bust size and so on and so forth. Okay? The armor plating can withstand a lot of things. I mean, seriously. They've been shot at and everything else, and it just like bounces right off the armor and everything. And the armor they wear is called a hard suit. It's actually pretty interesting on how the hard suit works, because the first model, they would have to be in these skin-tight, and I mean skin-tight, freaking leotard-looking outfits. And then they get inside the suit, and it just like combines with their body and everything, like a, you know, kind of like a Transformers kind of thing. Okay. However, the second model of the hard suit required them to be butt-ass naked. Because the damn thing literally became their body. I mean, literally. It would, in order for them to do this, they would have to be completely naked. Then it was like a liquid gel kind of thing that would just come up all over their body and stuff. And then turn into their hard suit. And I was just like, whoa, that's unbelievable. Blown away by this stuff. I mean, it's unbelievable. Now, the story is kind of awkward, though, because it goes from fighting boomers to finding out that Celia was cloned, and that her brother Maki is a clone. And it's like, what the hell? I was like, in the original, Maki was never a clone. I mean, and Celia was never cloned either. And like I said, unbelievable. Now, when the four women work together, they are known as the Night Sabers, defenders of Tokyo and against all boomer threats and so on and so forth. Which boomers are, by the way, are robots. They're robots developed by Brian J. Mason's corporation. Okay? Brian J. Mason is actually the main villain behind all this and stuff. Because you have the old man that is actually in charge of the entire company. But Brian J. Mason is the real villain behind everything because he does all these attacks. He makes sure all these attacks are being done and so on and so forth. And then there's Galatia. Now you may ask yourself, what the hell is Galatia? Galatia is Celia's clone. Unbelievable. She's wicked and evil as hell. I mean, to the point that she literally takes over a satellite and tries to destroy Tokyo from in space. Which the final battle in space was just unbelievable how it all came to end. I mean, the hard suits turned into freaking spacecraft. So when they were falling back down to Earth, Lena and Nene were and stuff, it literally turned into a spacecraft and freaking just was like bringing them down safely like a shuttle would and stuff. I'm like, unbelievable. This series had it all. I mean, between the romance and the goofiness and so on and so forth, the action was off the hook. Bravo. Loved it. The boomers, never repeated. They were always different sizes, different makes and models. One even turned into a giant. I mean, they were fighting like a giant the size of Devastator. Whew, unbelievable. Anyways, our final verdict for Bubblegum Crisis Tokyo 2040, we're going with a 10 out of 10 on this one. Badass seal of approval as well. I mean, highly recommended. Go to Amazon.com. You can get the whole series on DVD for 25 bucks. It's worth it. Check it out. Enjoy it. And a cosplayer even brought this up to me. I mean, she said that she's never heard of Bubblegum Crisis before and stuff. Well, now she's heard of it because I told her about it and everything. And she says this could bring about a lot of cosplay possibilities because not once has a cosplayer ever done this. Hey, that's what we do here at the Adventurous Joe, baby. We bring out the great ideas. Either way, final verdict on Bubblegum Crisis 2040. It's a 10 out of 10. Highly recommended. Badass seal of approval. And there you have it. Alright, now, let's move on to our movie review for this week. Coming up next. Game Companion. Now, this is our first ever independent film that we've been asked to review. Seriously. I mean, my cousin Tommy is sending me a copy of his film when it's released on August 26th. So we're going to be reviewing that one when that comes. Ooh, yeah. Also, anyways, getting back to the topic here on this thing. The people behind Game Companion asked us to review this movie for them. And you know what? I loved it. I checked it out for myself. They sent me a copy of it. I loved it. It's only 12 minutes long, but it was funny as hell. It's mostly about two guys named Bob and Cecil, who are avid gamers. I meant seriously. They play games a lot. And I mean a lot. Anyways, the video game they were playing had a mastery level. The moment you reached master, you were able to have a game companion. See where this is going now? Anyways, the whole premises to the story is that be careful what you wish for. You just might get it and not like it. Whew. Anyways, Bob reaches the mastery level. And it's unbelievable what happens, because he chooses this cute little anime girl. I guess she's supposed to be like an anime-looking girl. And she's got long pink hair, up in pigtails and everything like that. And she can fight. I mean, she literally can fight. When it came to Cecil the first time she's seen him and stuff, she kind of almost destroyed him. Anyways, Bob tells her he's her master now and stuff. And she wants to teach under his learn under his tutelage and all this stuff. And then Bob proposes to her and says we could get married and be husband and wife and stuff. And she's all for it and everything, because she thinks this is part of the game. Until his nephew shows up. The nephew kind of blows everything out of proportions for her and tells her that you're just a game character that my uncle brought to life and everything. That this is just a game. There's no actual, honor in it and everything like that. And she gets miffed. I mean, she literally gets miffed when she finds out about it. Pissed, miffed, whatever you want to call it. Either way, when she finds out about it, she's so mad about it and everything that she starts questioning Bob about everything and so on and so forth. And it just basically goes haywire on him when her sister shows up, because Cecil had reached the mastery level and chose his own game companion. Now, her sister doesn't take orders from anyone. So when Cecil says that I am your master now and shit, she literally kicks his ass. Almost blows him away and everything. And he says, why? And she's like, I take orders from no one. Well, I can't tell you how the movie ends because I've been asked not to say anything about how it ends. But I will tell you this. For a 12-minute short film, this was actually very, very good. And we're going with a badass seal of approval on it. Bravo to the filmmakers, the girls and guys behind it that played the characters. And some of those girls I think I know because they look like cosplayers. Interesting. And we just want to say, we're going to highly recommend you check this out. We're going to put a link down in the description to their YouTube page. Let them know the Adventurous Joe Show sent you. Tell them that you want to see the game companion movie for yourself. And go from there. Because it's that damn good. And it's very funny, too. It's funny how it all works out. I mean, it's like every video gamer's dream come true and turning into their worst nightmare. Anyways, our final verdict on it, we're going with a 10 out of 10 on this baby. And a badass seal of approval. We loved it, it was funny, and it can be badass. I mean, come on. The art style to it, the way the graphics are done, the way the characters in the game itself are working on everything, doing everything, and the one character, he's like a villain or something. Because he forewarns Bob and Cecil both that, pretty much be careful what you wish for. You just might get it. Anyways, like I said, our final verdict, we're going with a 10 out of 10 on this one. A big bravo to the filmmaker, to the actors and actresses behind it. It was very well done. Not bad for a 12-minute short film. I could see why it made a lot of the independent film festivals and stuff like that. It was good. It was very, very good. So, anyways, we're going to have the link down in the description to their YouTube page. Follow it down below and check them out. Let them know the Adventurous Joe Show sent you and that we're proud to be telling people about them. Okay, now it's time to move on to our Cosplayer of the Week segment. Coming up next. Segment brought to you by the Adventurous Joe Show. After all, we started it. In your faces. Anyways, our cosplayer of the week this week is a huge He-Man fan, a lover of the magnetism guy. I mean, seriously, she loves Magneto that much. She's even talking about how she will kidnap Michael Fassbender and just secretly marry him someplace. Oh, brother. Anyways, this lovely young lady hails out of Texas, and we are proud to induct her into the TAJS Cosplayers Hall of Fame and making her Cosplayer of the Week for this week. Not just us, but her fans as well. I mean, the fan base loves her, especially that when she's Magneto. When she cosplays Magneto, it's unbelievable because she's cosplayed him so many times and stuff. But her latest creation, wow! Right out of the movie. Almost directly right out of the frickin' movie. Whew! Anyways, enjoy. We're going to show her. Bleh. Sorry about that. Her name is Anna E. Fulton Cosplay. Otherwise, Anna E. Fulton, excuse me. She's also a good friend of mine. And I am proud to say, Lady Annaka Magneto Cosplay. There, I'm doing it again. Anyways. I'm proud to say we're bringing her into the TAJS Cosplayers Hall of Fame, making her Cosplayer of the Week for this week. Enjoy her pics and check out her amazing Magneto cosplays. Holy shit, man. It's off the hook. Enjoy. this week, the lovely Lady Annaka Cosplay. Oh, I'm so sorry, Anna. Lady Annaka Magneto Cosplay. There. I am so sorry, Anna. I am so sorry. That girl can crack you up. Trust me. She has ways of doing things that can crack you up. Anyways, that's it for our show for this week. I have been your host, as always, the Adventurous Joe, Joseph Michaels. And to all of you, I will see you all next week. Same bad time, same bad channel. You know where this is going, right? Peace out. May the force be with you. And may the power protect you. See ya.